Alrighty, all, welcome back to the channel. Of course, my name is Tommy, and this here is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and today is the show that I have been promising my master builders now probably for 4 months or so. The weather is perfect today here in the Garden State at about 75 degrees, hardly any humidity, and today is the day that I am going to break down my Masterbuilt Gravity Fed XT, give it a good cleaning. And I also want to introduce a couple products, a flat top, some grills from LSS Mods, and also the grill spark that is going to help me in this. Well, it is going to be my assistance on the on cleaning this grill. I have been working with this company now for a couple months developing this product. On today's show, it is going to be perfect to use it, and I've also got some warm soapy water. I've got a scrub brush, of course, some gloves, and I've got a degreaser here. This is from Pit Boss. I have used this in the past, and it does work well. It does no harm to the Masterbuilt, so that is a plus for sure. So look, what I want to do here is let's get on over to the Masterbuilt and let's get this sucker cleaned. So it's probably been over 6 months that I have cleaned this grill. I'm guessing probably 15, 20 cooks. And as you can see, she definitely needs a good cleaning. There is no doubt about it. So the first thing you are going to do is get your grease, your degreaser, and spray the inside of the grill everywhere that you can reach. Do it in the grill, and that way all the grime is going to stay, and let the grease catcher catch it as we continue with the cleaning. Once you get it all sprayed down, you're going to grab your brush. In my case, it is going to be this grill spark, and like I touched on in the opening, I have been using this now for a couple months. I've been working back and forth with the company. This is it vibrates. The tip vibrates and really allows you to get into the grate and get it cleaned. It is a little bit less work that I have to do. I am going to let the grill spark do all the work, should you say. That is the bristles there. It comes with a couple different heads that you can switch out depending on which grill you are using. And as I pull these grates out, you will see that it gets it down. It gets it down to almost the metal surface of the grate, and you can see there. And you'll see it again as I continue cleaning. I will get the first 2 grates out, and then I will get that third grate that I couldn't reach. And again, just get these grates nice and cleaned. Do it in your pit. Let all that junk and munk just kind of fall in the grill. Every time you use the degreaser, you're going to want to let it sit for a couple minutes. Let it start breaking down that grime or whatever it is that you have on your grates, and then just continue to wipe them in the grill. And you can see the head of this vibrating back and forth. I'm telling you, it really gets in between the grates, and you could see it perfectly there, how it almost breaks it down right to the original. So I am very impressed with this little machine, and you will see some more of it later in the as I do some cleaning videos. You'll hear more about it. Again, information down in the description. Now that we have our grates all out of the pit, I've got them leaned up on that wood right there. And again, I am going to get it, hit it with the degreaser, let it stay on the grates for a couple minutes, and move on to the next step, which is going to be to the box of the pit. Now that we have those grates removed, again, you are going to degrease everything. And again, let the degreasers sit. A lot of people just hit it with the degreaser and just go in and start wiping. That is not the way to do it. Let it work in. You could see it working on the grill as it sits there. Just let it sit. You can hit it a second time. You can hit it a third time. It doesn't matter. This stuff is not that expensive. Grab yourself a plastic little spatula like that, or whatever it's called. You get them at Home Depot. I don't really like to use the metal because you can scratch the inner part of the grill, and you'll probably develop rust. And also, as you could see, a little tip here, I grabbed these little wooden paint stirrers from Home Depot, and they get all the little nooks and crannies, as you could see. So just kind of scrape scrape everything down with the with whatever it is you got. Just try to get every square inch, scrape it down. There's some nice muck coming off. And again, do all this in the grill and let the grease catcher do the work. I will now remove the manifolds. Make sure you turn them upside down. You're going to have a lot of dust or fuel in there. Again, I can't stress it enough. Let that grease catcher catch all the grime that is that you are taking out of the pit. And once you get the innards removed or the manifolds removed, grab that grease degreaser again and just continue to spray stuff down. Continue to let it sit for the allotted time that you need it to sit. It is actually going to start breaking the grease down. We will now move on to the lawn, and again, get that degreaser and start spraying. Just spray everything, the manifolds, whatever you take out of the pit, just spray them down. And as things sit, I will just move to the next step, and that is going to be removing that grease tray. Once you remove that grease tray, you've got a bottom part that is going to probably have some grease on it, so spray that down nicely. We will move to the lawn. Again, you know the deal. Grab the degreaser and get ready to use it. But before that, we are just going to get a lot of that grime off the out of that grease catcher. If you sprayed it now, you are just going to munk it all up or cake it all up. So we will get the initial out, put that on the in the garbage, and get that degreaser. And again, just spray it down. I mean, what could I say? I will probably use over a quarter of this stuff. Go back to the grates if you want and spray. The more you spray, the more you let it sit, the less work that you are going to have to do. Trust me. As all that sits on the lawn, we will get back to the pit. You know, I was going to break it out eventually. Get the hose with some nice stream water and just spray the grill down. That is just going to remove all that gunk. There's really, unless you have something that's not coming off, you don't really have to brush too much on the inside of the pit. That the pressure from the hose will get it and just knock it right down. At this point, I am just going to spray everything down. Basically, then I will move on to the grates and just start spraying those down. Man, you got to get that degreaser off, and this is the perfect way to do it. You can see the grease just coming right off, just kind of falling off that catcher. That is a product of the degreaser. Now I will get some warm soapy water, and I am going to start just scrubbing the outside with a soft bristle brush. You don't want to use anything too heavy. You don't want to scratch the pit. And please do not forget the back of the pit. Make sure you clean the back. Get all your tables, clean all your tables, get it all scrubbed down. Warm soapy water does nice here. Then get your hose and just start spraying it down. I mean, this is looking absolutely incredible for a pit that has been sitting in the elements and uncleaned for 8 months or however long it has been. Then get yourself an old towel and start wiping things down and just admire your work that you really didn't work too hard to get. Just admire everything as you wipe it down. You could put your table up and make sure you wipe in there. Guys, you know the deal. A cleaned pit is definitely the way to go. And if you can do this deep cleaning, every so often, it is definitely going to be, it is going to make your pit last longer and your food taste better. There's no doubt about it. And of course, we are going to show a little bit of love to the hopper. You're going to have a lot of dust and stuff in there. You're going to want to scoop that out and then get a hose. And the reason I like to use a hose is you're going to have a little lip on the inside there where the door closes. Usually that gets caked up. I'll hose it and just, get my finger in there and just clean it out. Then get that towel and wipe everything down. Get your little ash catcher back in, shut it down. We are almost finished. And there you can see the pit. I have put the grates back in. I didn't want to bore you with that part. You're going to want to get everything back in the grill because you're going to have to fire the grill grill up. Now, the reason we fire the grill up is we want to make sure all the electronics work, and, you know, we want to make sure the pit works. We don't want to just leave it all wet and then, you know, 2-3 days later come to fire it up to do some ribs and find out that that something happened during the cleaning process and the grill doesn't work. Fire it up, run it for a good solid half hour, guys. That's the quick cleanup video for a deep clean. Now let's take this in live for some closing thoughts. Yeah. All righty, and believe it or not, that is all there is to keeping the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed 560, 800, 1050, 1150, XT. I mean, all of them. Actually, every pit practically that you have on your property is good to go. I do the same thing with my Z grills, with my Lone Star, you know, the Masterbuilts, the kettles, whatever pit I have on the property. I use the same method for a deep clean. Now, this is a deep clean. This is pretty much soup to nuts, top to bottom. Although my priority is really going to be on the inside of the pit. I'm not too concerned about the outside, although we did brush that down a little bit and use that towel to dry it off. And of course, if you have any questions, leave them down in the description as I try to read all the comments. Also, an upcoming show note. I was reached out to by a viewer. I think he's from the UK. He claims to have a mod for this Gravity Fed XT that keeps the precise temperature from the control panel to the gauge inside the pit. So no Chef's Temp S1, no external reader needed. Supposedly this is a fix. Control panel to the gauge inside. I will be putting that to test, so you are going to want to stay tuned. Other than that, I got to thank Grill Spark for working with me on that product. Also, we've got this Pit Boss cleaner. I'll have all the information on everything I used on this show down in the description. This Pit Boss cleaner is definitely top notch. That is all I use. Of course, we got to throw a special thanks out to Luke from LSS Mods. All his information will be down in the description. If you own any of the Masterbuilt Gravity Feds, you definitely know who Luke is, as he covers from bottom to top all the mods that you would need. Other than that, that is going to be it for this show here. Until next time, we will see you soon.